Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, Davey Dangerously, one-third of the legendary ring crew, the voice of Best of the West Wrestling. Tonight, we're coming at you with a special episode, episode 40. We got a special interview for this special episode with none other than the big effing deal, Karl Fredericks. Welcome, my friend.
Come on, brother.
How you been?
Special. Good, man.
Yeah, man.
Like
We've wanted
40,
to have you
I
on.
like even numbers.
Yeah, 40.
It was like an OCD thing.
See? it's great that it's episode 40. We got him on. So, we've been wanting you here for Best of the West for a long time. We finally got you in.
I'm excited.
When we first started doing Best of the West, they said, "Who do you want to see here?" I said, "I want the Reno
You've been
Scum."
plugging me. I appreciate that, too.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
that.
I said, "I want the Reno Scum here," and we had the Scum here. I said, "I want Karl. I want the whole Body Guy crew."
Yeah, we got Steiker's here
Steiker's
tonight,
here tonight.
His debut.
Best of the West debut tonight. Me ring announcing both of them. I'm super excited. So before we get started with that, welcome to Hanford, California.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I got a couple questions for you here. Number one, 2.5 years in the game, 3 years in the game. You're taking
Just over 2, yeah.
Just over 2. Taking the West Coast by storm. I want to take it back to your training. You trained at the Reno Wrestle Factory, if
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell us about the day you walked in. I want to talk about your training. How'd you get your start, and what did it for you?
So I had, Bison Braddock. He's still attending University of Nevada. I had class with him actually, and I wore an Austin 316 shirt on all test days. No matter what class I had, if I had a test that day, I wore
That was
my
a good luck
Austin.
shirt.
Yeah, that was my test day shirt. But we had a class together, and we obviously, like, you seen the kid, he's in the gym religiously as well, so we saw each other on campus a lot, both criminal justice students, and he stayed outside after class and he was like, "Hey man, you see what wrestling shirts, are you like interested in becoming a professional wrestler?" And at that time, I had actually been planning on, I wanted to go to Lance Storm's Academy.
Ooh, nice.
I was graduating that May 2015, this was my last semester of college. So it was kind of, I don't think you expected an answer. It was like, funny you say that. Yeah, I've been looking into it. I had heard of the Reno Wrestle Factory, but hadn't looked too far into it at that point. But he says, like, well, there's a few of us from campus that we were training if you want to come check it out. So I think probably the very next day, I went and checked it out for the first time, and I walk in there and I see Wrecking Ball, and Paul's Door and Luster the Legend, and
All larger than life
yeah, so I see
figures.
them, and I don't think Steiker wasn't there. Ryan McQueen may have been there, but there was a big group of guys. But yeah, so I see Luster and Wrecking Ball, and to say he was intimidating is an understatement, and they immediately for day one got in there, learned how to roll, and started bumping, flip bumping, and I probably took about 40, 50 bumps in a row, just corner to corner, corner, because I picked stuff up fast, and it was like, okay, I do one bump, or I do it again and again and again, and from then on, man, I was just off and running.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. It was I remember specifically just walking in, you touch the turnbuckle, touch the ropes and everything, just like, oh yeah, it's like,
Feeling the
man,
mat.
This is so cool. It feels, like, especially it was just in a storage unit, it's a super gritty feel, and what did you expect out of a school run by the Reno Scum?
Yeah.
It was dope.
In the shady part of town.
Yeah, it was dope. It was awesome.
So, like I said, 2.5, 3 years in the game. You're taking the West Coast by storm. Just made your Math Pro debut.
Next week.
Next week,
Yep,
that's true.
Next week. I'm wrestling Scorpio Sky. It's my 27th birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, so next Saturday I'm wrestling Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio's one of our favorite dudes.
I'm excited. I'm a big fan, so it's gonna be dope.
Working PCW in the South, PCW in the North, All Pro Wrestling. He is the All Pro Wrestling Nevada champion. He's the worldwide internet champion, which is what I want to ask you about. Tell us about the Cow Palace show. Tell us about that building, and tell us about wrestling Will, who is a phenomenal talent.
And it was kind of like, I knew just going in, history in the building, all of that, and it doesn't hit you till you walk up. You get there, you pull in, and then you have the actual that big arena cargo loading dock. I walk up, and Will was the first dude I saw. Tons of respect for Will. We'd actually wrestled one time in the spring of 2016, early 2016, and so I was still pretty new. And I was excited just to show that, so, man, he doesn't even know how good I am now. Like, we had a good match then, and I learned a lot in that match with him. But it was kind of like I'm ready now, But yeah, then you get there, and just a handful of, like, thousands of people, and it was my first show like that, in a building with history like that for All Pro Wrestling. Like, I grew, like, probably the first wrestling school I knew of, just watching Beyond the Mat. You know, and here I am, like 10 years old, and I'm like, I know these names, and then like I win this belt that means as much as it does, and then I got these guys that I know, like, hey man, tell them a good match, good, they've been following stuff or seen, or at least heard good things, and it was all very surreal, it was crazy, couldn't have asked for a better night though.
Yeah, that was a good day for you.
Yeah, man.
Good day for the Scum. Even though Lester lost the belt that day, that was a hell of a match.
Oh my God, man, that match was ridiculous. Like I said, the only thing that could have made it better was having that. You know.
So speaking of the Body Guy crew, tell us about the BGC. Tell us about your mission statement, your goals. What is the BGC, and what is your mission statement?
Honestly, it's just a bunch of guys that, and if you look at us, we're all. Yeah, I mean we're all fit, but like we're all different. Like we all different methods of training. Like I said, we got guys like Cobb and Kratos in the BGC. You don't have to be 6'1", 225. You don't have, it's about guys that take care of themselves. We promote health and fitness and setting goals and crushing them. We were challenging each other to deadlift stuff. And this is when it first really started to pick up steam, was last summer 2015, and we're all just on social media.
Yep.
We're challenging guys like Hammerstone and stuff.
I remember that.
Yeah, so we're like, check out this deadlift stuff, and then referees are jumping in and fans, and then for me it was really cool to see, because there was fans and referees, like I said, people doing it, and they're deadlifting like 130. They're PRing for the first time. Which they're like, oh, I know it's not a lot of weight, but like that's not what it's all what's
setting
about,
goals.
Because we're all so different. Like I can't bench anywhere near what those guys can bench, but I can put weight on. I do Olympic lifting, and like we're all just different, but we're all like what they do and how they push themselves are like Wolfgang. I have no desire to do a bodybuilding show in my life, no desire. But him and his discipline and how well that motivates me for what I'm doing. We're all guys that we hold each other accountable. If I'm bitching about, oh man, I'm my stomach's not looking how I want to, blah, blah, like I'll get that text like, hey, stop bitching. You're eating wrong. You know what I mean? It's like why, you know how to fix it. So shut up and do it. And we motivate each other. We try to motivate other people and just promote health and fitness, man. Just becoming the best version of yourself, because it's all different for everybody.
So like I said, you're taking the West Coast by storm. But you also went to the East Coast a couple times. You went to Orlando, Florida.
Been there
you got
twice,
to visit the Performance Center for WWE.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Performance Center. Who was there? What was the training like? Did they take you back to square one? Did you do a promo class? Tell us about that experience of the whole WWE umbrella.
Essentially, I mean, the format for both camps was the same. I was there in September 2015, and then again in February of 2016 this year. 2017, yeah. So there's 17 months in between. So about a year and a half in between. And it's 2 days of conditioning. There's workouts, and then it's a lot of rolling, and then you start bumping, because a lot of people there are not wrestlers. They're just former professional athletes. They're physique models. They're bodybuilders, strongmen. So it is kind of taken back to square one, and obviously they look at everyone a little bit differently. They know you're a worker. They treat you. It's kind of like, okay, well, you should be able to do this type of stuff, and so is that. And then there's a one day, and it's very very intimidating. You do your promo on camera in front of an entire room, and you got Joe Briscoe there. You got all these important people, and the entire camp, but. I mean, just being backstage at Raw, like when they do those promos, the entire locker room's, 10 yards away from you, so you do, like, and that's how it is. And both fantastic experiences. It's so fun, especially you're there with a bunch of other workers, and you meet people that are kind of new to wrestling, or some of them know what it is, and they're just kind of, they had landed the trial, however, and they're like, yeah, this is really cool. But then for the workers, it's like, man, how crazy. We're sitting, over dinner, you're like, man, this is crazy. Like, we're here, WWE flew us out here, and it's just a fun experience. If you ever played any sport, and you do the camps in the summer, and you meet players from all around the country in high school. I used to play football. And you always bond with each other, just we're busting our ass because we love this, and it's the same thing, except it's like, well, we're here, we're WWE, and the Performance Center, the building, it's ridiculous, that building.
I've seen the virtual tour. I can only imagine going through that.
It's like, and even the second time, it's like it's not real, like.
So, You've been to the Performance Center, but tonight, right here in Hanford, California, in the historic Hanford Civic Auditorium, you make your Best of the West debut against the Wise Guy, the former champion who's held that belt for 15 months. What can we expect tonight? And I know you have a ton of respect for the Wise Guy. What are you looking forward to?
He's a great talent. What better way to come in and make a statement? You come in, you debut, you want, like, give me the best. Because if you ask me, and I'm gonna look at the camera like, yeah, I'm the best, and this is how I'm gonna prove it tonight. You know, if you can't be the man, you gotta beat the man, right? So if he's one of the top guys, and I'm telling you I'm a top guy, then I'm gonna beat him.
Woo! Man, we can look forward to that tonight. I didn't mean to throw that woo in there, brother. So tell me what's next for Karl Fredericks. What's your goals? What do you want to do? If they offered you a contract tomorrow, would you fly out? Would you leave everything? Is that the goal? What's Karl's goal?
My goal, the ultimate goal, what got me into this, what I started doing is I want to work for WWE. Like that's the goal. There's many routes you can take to get there, and things always work out, right? And one way or another, they're funny route, but I want to be the best in the world, man. I know that's an ambitious statement. Again, like, I'm gonna look right at the camera and say it, like, but I hope, for those of you that follow me, that you've gotten the impression, like, I'm a pretty ambitious dude, so I'm not afraid to say that. And that's, to become the best in the world, you got to travel the world, and you got to work with the best in the world. So I'm just, every day, my goal is to get there. My goal is to work the best. Like I said, I get to work Scorpio next week, and that's huge for me. And I take, every time I get an opportunity like that, or an opportunity here, if I want to be the best in the world, I got to prove that I'm the best here, best in the West. I got to prove I'm the best at APW everywhere I go. So it's every little step in between means just as much as the next. You know? So.
There you heard it right here from the man himself. But before we go, we would like to give you the official Ring Crüe tank top. You will see this.
You'll see this all over IG. Yeah, you'll see this on Instagram.
When he's getting them gains, brother, he'll be rocking.
You'll
the
see me
Ring Crüe
flexing
tank.
in this. Appreciate this, man.
Yeah, no problem. We want to thank you for interviewing
thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you for having me,
Thank
man.
you for coming to Best of the West. Finally, the matchmakers listen.
Stay tuned. Make sure you watch for this.
Watch this man
episode.
on Ignition. We'll post it all over the Ring Crüe's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Thanks again, Karl. I'm looking forward to announcing you to the ring tonight. And is there anything else you want to plug? Is there anything else you want to throw out there, or anything? The floor
Follow
is
me.
yours.
My Instagram is Karl Fredericks _BGC. If you just my Twitter, I believe, is the same thing. Or if you just type in that Karl Fredericks, you should see quite a bit of stuff on there. Same thing. Facebook, my Snapchat, follow my stuff. I'm on the road with the BGC, with the boys, always filming stuff, as you know. So, yeah. So
You gave us a little shout out today. We appreciate that.
I've been plugging it, man. I appreciate you guys plugging me. So
problem.
So just follow me.
All right, and before we go, I gotta close it out the way I always do. Do what you do, but whatever you do, don't mess with Karl, the Big Effing Deal, or the Ring Crüe. See you next time.